Natty so that she didn't have to beat Naomi.
Okay.
That's what I've heard. They didn't want her to beat Naomi. So they put the belt on Natty to set up for Asuka jumping over to SmackDown.
Okay.
That's not a bad thing. The fact that she's still undefeated going into the main roster is crazy.
Does that mean we have to have Natty have the belt until Asuka...
I don't know I don't even know if her injury's real. No one seems to know if her injury's real or not. That's the weird part about the Asuka thing. No one even knows if her injury's real at all. No one knows what's going on. So,
but they said that about Bayley too.
Well, Ember Moon's injury wasn't real last year, so that's why. It's a weird situation. So, anyway, back to you. Honorable mentions. Go for it.
Alexa.
Okay. Who we discussed?
Charlotte.
Charlotte is someone we really didn't talk about much. Charlotte Flair. She was really a fantastic wrestler. I have no issue with her. And I don't know when this is posting. Prayers to Ric Flair. Hopefully when we post this up, something bad hasn't happened. So we post this, so prayers to Ric Flair and the family. But Charlotte's a great wrestler. I have no issues with her whatsoever. I think she's a great wrestler, great talent in the ring.
Yes, definitely. And then for just needing to be represented, I do believe Sasha is talented. She's just not a favorite of mine. She is talented. I enjoy watching her. She's, again, just not a favorite. But I do have to say Mickie James.
Oh, yeah, Mickey's amazing.
On a list.
And I got to see her live this year. And I talked about this on the air. She's amazing in person. And she's absolutely incredible in person. And she's one of the older ladies on this roster. And she's still got it. And I don't understand why they don't let her do her thing on TV more. Because she's still got it. Mm-hmm. I got to see her tag with Tommy Dreamer at Blizzard Brawl. And that was something special to watch. Because that was cool. All right. I think it's obvious for both of us. And I know Sal's laughing because he knows exactly where this is going for number ones on both of our sides. But I'll throw it to you first, honey. And ironically, I think both of the action figures are sitting in our area over here. Number one, go for it.
Okay, so I will admit that she is not the most talented wrestler on the list. And that the reason why she's my number one is purely for personal reasons. However, my number one is Nia Jax.
I'm not surprised. But you said Becky too, and exactly what number one was going to be.
From the moment I heard that there was a plus-size women's wrestler...
And a model at that. A plus-size model.
I was intrigued.
She's not like most girls.
No, she's not. and that to me is amazing. And from the first moment I saw her in her wrestling attire, it was just cool to see someone like me on that screen. I mean, guys, you've always had your big shows.
And right now, Kevin Owens. Yeah. He's literally a person like me in a wrestling ring. Literally.
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. Perfect example.
You've always had guys like that. But then for so long, you know, when Mickie James was your chubbiest wrestler.
And that still pisses me off to this day, by the way.
And they did that whole Mickie
James thing. Yeah. That was a disgrace.
So when that is the representation of a heavier woman on the television screen, to go from that to a Nia Jax, who...
By the way, is in the people that don't know that she's related to The Rock. She's in that Samoan heritage. Yes. So that's a big deal.
So, I mean, just, you know, wrestling talent aside, she is talented. She has lots of room.
And she's learning. She's still learning. She's still really young. She's in her 20s. She's still really young.
But she again is fierce. She is feisty. She is unapologetic, and she's got a lot of talents, and I can't wait to see how far she goes. She is dominant. When she is in that ring, she takes control of it, and I can't wait to see what she does down the road.
I think the only thing with Nia, the only thing that bothers me about their presentation, and I brought this up to you recently watching Raw, I don't like the fact that they say her weight. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
That I hate.
That bothers me. It bothered me. I never noticed it. And I blame Sal for this because I never noticed it. And then Sal brought it up to me a few weeks ago watching Raw. And ever since then, I listened for it. And it bothers me. It's the only one they've ever done that for.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think you either say all of their weights or none of their weights. And I think that
And I understand it's to stand out, but that's not fair. I don't think it's fair. You know?
she stands out on her own.
She doesn't need that.
No, she doesn't.
And it's probably why I never noticed it, because it's probably why I never noticed it before. But, like, I don't know. It bothers me to this day that they do that. But that's the only issue I have with her presentation.
I agree.
So, all right. I think it's obvious at this point. My number one. And it's my girl.
Lana!
No. It's Bayley. My girl Bayley. And I won't say openly right now, when it comes to wrestling, I'm an insider fan. When I watch wrestling, it's more we joke around watching a lot of times, things like that. I'll openly admit, as a man, and I've said this on the air, and I mentioned this match earlier, watching her win the title on NXT made me openly cry. Because I was so fucking emotional
yes,
watching
ladies
that.
and gentlemen, I can attest to this.
I was in tears when she won the belt, and I've never felt like that for a women's wrestler before. It was absolutely amazing to watch. I think she's gorgeous, and she's different. I think she's one of the best when it comes to a role model, when it comes to little girls. And I love the fact that she refuses to turn heel because she doesn't want to disappoint her girls.
She is the female John Cena.
She really is. And I thought, I just want to ask Vince, how do you mess this up when she's the female John Cena and you don't treat her like this? She's one of the best when it comes to this. I don't understand how Vince can mess this up right now. But your thoughts on my girl Bayley?
I'm a Bayley buddy.
Yes, we both have Bayley shirts. I think it's the only women's wrestler we both have shirts for. We both do.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I own 3 women's shirts. I would like to own a 4th, and that would be my top 4. I own
Bayley,
Becky, and Nia, and I would love to own a Field of Glory.
Oh yeah, of course you would. That doesn't surprise me whatsoever. And you'd probably wear it. You'd probably wear that shirt too. But no, I my love for Bayley has never really died. So you could talk about her. You could talk about her now.
I'm a Bayley buddy. I think she is fantastic. I have a lot of respect for her. I like, if I were a little girl, I would, adore her. She's fantastic, and I see big things for her.
My whole thing is her. A lot of people say when she came up to the main roster, they pushed her to the top too fast. What do you think?
I don't think they pushed her to the top too fast. I hated the whole the storyline with Stephanie.
Yes.
I did not appreciate that.
Can I say, and this is completely being honest with you because we're talking women, I don't miss Stephanie on television whatsoever. I don't miss her at all.
I would like to see her once in a while. I don't want to see her all the time. I think there's got to be some kind
happy medium.
Happy medium.
Because I think SmackDown has it right, where Daniel and Shane are on the show all the time.
Yeah, and I think Kurt Angle is on the right amount of time.
He pops up when you need him.
I think that sprinkling Stephanie in there once in a while would be good. I don't think she needs to be on there all the time. I don't think she needs to be non-existent. I think they just need to find a happy medium.
Yeah, it's funny because I was actually thinking, does anyone remember she's COO of this show?
Exactly.
Does anyone remember? She hasn't been around since WrestleMania. Since the crazy WrestleMania match with Seth Rollins. So, well, other than that, we have our women. We are doing, right now as we're recording this, there looks like they are going to be doing Sasha and Alexa one more time on a Raw, which is interesting. By the way, did you know this? That Sasha has never ever actually successfully defended her belt?
I know they mentioned it, or that Alexa mentioned it.
And I thought it was a heel, saying something negative, and Sal looked it up. Apparently it's completely accurate. She's never successfully defended her belt on Raw. Because I thought about this. This is why. It was during Charlotte pay-per-view streak.
True.
And Sasha would win it on Raw and then lose on pay-per-view every single time. It got a little ridiculous after a while. So, all right. Well, that's that. That's our show. This was fun. I'm glad, and you thought of this. So the 2 top 5 lists we did were both your idea. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
on that note, we're recording this later than we had planned. We're going to get out of here.
I'm going to bed. I'm tired.
Yes, and for fair disclosure, I'm recording this the day before I'm driving to Chicago for the Movies by Minute podcast convention, so I gotta get some sleep.
And I'm gonna go do some volunteer shit.
Hey, that's good for you. That's good for you. So, all right, thank you all for listening to the show. Hope you enjoy yourself. I don't even know when this is posting, so I don't know what to plug, so I'm not gonna bother. This is between shows, so next week me and Sal will be back together. So there you go. I'm Blake.
I'm Mandy.
And you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And you've been listening to another edition of Pucks and Polishes. Have a good day, everybody.
See you, Lana.